Another tough day at work today. Stephen Kirk, think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. Another tough day at work today. Stephen Kirk, think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every show, but it's still where we want to go. It's Mike and the Minifans, 'cause nobody had any better plans. You want to be with DC and our aim in a hand. The host can't see, it's Mike and the Minifans.
Estamos en vivo. We are live. Welcome back to the August 2nd Mike and the Minifans. I am PRC LLC, and I am joined here with some distinguished guests, the cool crew, the GVE boys, who, congratulations, guys. You met your first female last night. I saw that. You are all really pumped about it. That's awesome. So we are going to take it around, introduce everybody, and then we'll get started. First off, we got Fax here. Fax, hello.
Hello, what's up? Ready to rock and roll, baby. 8th week in a row.
I know. You gotta love your commitment, man. It's fantastic. And we got Jackson. Hello, Jackson.
What's going on, big dog? It's a bit of a flu game, so I'll try not to cough too much. But we're good. Ready to roll. Ready to roll.
Ready to roll. All right, and finally we got the prestigious Dr. Vodka, PhD. Oh, MD, excuse me. Sorry. Hello, welcome. How you feeling tonight?
Hola. What's up, brother?
Bien, bien.
Is it true you got bodied by that girl last night, though, Vodka? That's the
I mean, I'm not going to say the word that I called her, but she's that.
All right. We have topics, and I'm going to set the table here. What we're going to do is I'm going to bring it. We're basically going to go the week. We're going to go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to bring up a topic. It'll go to Fax, Jackson, Vodka, and then we'll have a little bit of free swim after. And if no one is talking about the topic and stuff like that, we'll just move on to the next topic.
Yeah, can I say something real quick?
You can say one thing, yes.
How many shows has Fax been on consecutively now?
I don't know, but it's fucking amazing. Like, I honor that
number. I didn't know if you had a guess.
Best ability is availability, buddy.
6. That's my best guess.
That's a good guess.
All right.
I would say.
All right.
Well, what's your opinion, Vodka?
I want Fax to die. Next.
All right. We're going to get into the topics because these two jackasses are already starting to try to derail this, and we're not going to do that. So, huh?
Me?
No, Jackson's being good.
Yeah, you're a jackass. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So, we got Monday. We had a show. Coleman came in to say his official goodbye, and his goodbye was basically he just missed home. There's wild speculations that, it could have been Jimmy, could have been Justin, could have been anything. There's a number of things. He just couldn't take the Ted Sellers. He felt like he couldn't come back to it. Rumors abound. Coleman said he just wanted to go home. You guys, we'll start with Facts. Do you think that Coleman just wanted to go home, or do you think there was something else about?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that actually tracks.
Yeah.
That Coleman wanted to go home, but I think the part that a lot of people are kind of forgetting about too is that he also happened to blame everybody but himself. Like he would ever so slightly mention, like, yeah, that was on me. But what he would really get into is when he was talking about other people and how it was their fault. So that shit was kind of like, going on a bad note. I mean, I know that people liked Coleman, but for me, like, I was just kind of good, all set with it. So I was ready to see him go, and he might do something media related. He might not, but regardless, it was time.
Agreed. Jackson, do you think it was time for Coleman to go? Were you ready for him to go, or would you have liked him to stay around a little bit longer?
I never turned on somebody so quickly. Like, I'd like to know your thoughts. Is it I mean, Coleman's in your name. But I was a Coleman right at day one. I love the guy, but holy shit, like we thought Steve was a fucking liar. This guy, I mean, he's a great liar, a great actor, and the whole time I thought he could just roll with the punches. Where I think the pressure just got to him, and I think he just wanted to go home. I think the whole 2 weeks where Kirk was going on about how he wanted to fire him, and even if he comes back, he's going to still want to fire him. And I think they got too much for him. He's like, fuck it, I want to be on the beach.
Vodka, do you agree?
Yeah, I mean, I had a whole little Twitter bit where I was going with facts and shit about how, it's a hard working place. It like, let's be real. That was more just to argue with facts. It's not a hard workplace. It isn't. I mean, the bare minimum is just not being late. I think realistically what happened is that Kirk just said, I really hope he quits. And he just took it to heart. He was like, well, do I really want to be somewhere where, like, he's the type of guy that will take that personally and not realize that Kirk's kind of like joking with him. Like, Kirk may realistically think that, but he was also testing his nerve and he just failed. And, I mean, I said it in a private chat, I think with John and BA when I found out he quit. It's like, Jesus, what a fucking pussy, man. Like, just like to back off that quickly. Like, okay, Kirk said, I wish he would just quit. You just did what he wanted. I don't even think that's what Kirk wanted. He just bitted you into that.
Well, that's a great question, because do you think Kirk actually wanted him to go, even though he said that, or do you think Kirk deep down wanted him to stay?
I think he wanted him to stay. I think he was like testing his resolve there, and he failed.
Yeah.
And I think he was like, well, if Kirk wants me to go, I guess I'll go. And as a sensitive pussy, I know how a sensitive pussy acts, and that's what sensitive pussies do. They just give up.
Facts. I don't think anybody would ever say you're a sensitive pussy. You put on that tough guy persona. You're the boss man around here. Do you think that's true?
Yeah, I actually do agree with what Vodka is saying, because like Kirk, I think people forget to separate show Kirk and then just like boss Kirk all the time. Because I can't imagine that he's still just railing into Coleman after they're done recording. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I'm sure Kirk, like he says, is pretty lenient. And I mean, Justin and Coleman have said the exact same thing, that he's pretty hands off, lets them do their thing. But Coleman kept fucking up, and then Kirk finally called him out. He got pissed. The 2 weeks were coming up, and I think Kirk was still saying he was mad, but for the most part, he just expected Coleman to come back in with that stupid smile on his face and then just kind of keep it pushing. And
takes some
Coleman
shots.
failed. Yeah, takes his shots, takes his lashings, and then comes back.
Now, I will still stand by the fact, like, Kirk's job isn't as easy as it makes it out to seem. Yes, he doesn't ask you to do specific things, but there are expectations that are known. Okay. And I think that Coleman was worried on a daily basis that he was meeting those expectations, because there is no validation. There is no pat on the back. And even if it is, it's on air. And Coleman's the type of guy that's going to go back and forth of whether that was real or not. And so
I think $5,000 bonus not validation that you're doing a good job?
I mean, I think a lot of normal people would think that, but I don't necessarily know that means anything to Coleman. $5,000.
Yeah, does he really just not value money that much?
I think he probably doesn't. I know it's a joke that Coleman makes all this money, but the fact that he left with no job makes me realize, okay, maybe he doesn't give a fuck about money, because I couldn't just leave my job. I think a lot of people are on maybe not a paycheck to paycheck, but I can't go 3 months or 2 months without a paycheck. I need that shit. So
like month is what you're saying.
Yeah.
What paychecks? Huh? Well, he said like mutt, and I said what paychecks?
Good. See, that's a level of comedy above me. I'm just too stupid.
I apologize. I'll dumb it down. Yeah. So do you think Kirk? I'll ask Jackson. Do you think Kirk? Because we said earlier that when Kirk said, "I just hope he never comes back. I'm just done with him." If Kirk secretly did want him to stay, do you think he kind of regrets saying that? If that was the linchpin that kind of turned everything the other way? If that was the because
that's Kirk. That's the character. I'm not trying to make it out to be like Kirky bits, but that's how he operates. He's always operated like that, and it's weird that like Fax has been around for like 6 months and he gets it a lot more than Coleman. It's it's blatantly obvious how he was doing this.
You know, it's funny. I never even thought about it like that. Fax does get it better than Coleman got it, and he was on the show.
Yeah, seriously,
that is wild.
No offense, Fax. I'm not taking a shot.
I mean, I get it. I mean, it just makes it makes sense to me, but I think it depends who you are as a person and how you operate based off a structure. And Coleman has never clearly operated off of a set structure of how things go. And when somebody outlines their expectations, yeah, well, that too. It's just like nothing is serious. This is the fucking internet. Like it's all just fake. So
what's that say about Barstool as a whole? That Kirk's show is the structure, like that structure. What does that say about having a job at Barstool? Like, is it really just
Barstool?
So Kirk mentioned something interesting today on like today's show. He said that maybe that Coleman took the job at Barstool or won the job at Barstool because he thought it was the cool job. Now, does anybody think that like maybe he never really got into the whole KMS or the Barstool or didn't get it as much because he liked the idea of having a job at Barstool more than he liked the philosophy of what actually Barstool does?
I definitely think it was like when he got let go from Barstool, I think it was like, what's the last thing I can grab onto on my way out? I think that's what it was. He's like, this is a known brand. I think it makes a lot of money. I think it makes more money than most brands there. I'm not saying it's like bringing in the bucks, but there's a lot of podcasts there that don't make anything. So I think this is a known brand. This is something he could leech off of on the way out there. You know, it wasn't like he just like he had to win it. So like there was a chance he wouldn't have like got the job. I think it was just the last ditch effort to stay at Barstool, and I think it was proven throughout his career there. I mean, what is it? It wasn't even a year that he wasn't really right for it.
During this search, he was only in like 2 times. Do you think that if he was in like 4 or 5 times, he would have been found out, or too much of a good actor?
I think I think it's proven through all the things that he's done that it's just he's just trying to, like, I don't want to reiterate Kirk, but he is just trying to fit in anywhere he can, and so he has a level of pretend until people can find it out.
He created a character.
Yeah, and he definitely deleted that Twitter. He definitely did.
You think so?
Oh, 100%.
Long established.
He deleted that.
All right, and then finally, the last thing, Monday. This is kind of a quick, and we'll get back to this when we talk about another topic for Thursday. But the big thing, the last big thing Monday is Coleman's blame pie. He put 97% on himself, 2% on Jeff D. Lowe, and then 1% on Justin. No percent on Jimmy, which surprised me. I thought that might have had a little bit of the blame pie, but we'll just go around real quick. We'll go Fax, Jackson, Vodka. Just say, do you agree with that blame pie or disagree with the blame pie? Fax.
I disagree with the blame pie overall, and then I also disagree with the percentages that he gave in general based on how he really feels, because anyone who actually is taking proper blame for their fuck-ups would just say, oh, that's 100% on me. He didn't do that. His 2% and his 1%, they're actually realistically probably more like 30s and 40s. Like, he might take half the blame, but he's definitely throwing half of the other side of the blame to
maybe he takes half the blame.
I think he might. No, I mean, it could be even less, but he's definitely not taking. He doesn't think 97% is on him. I don't believe that at all. I think that he thinks he was supposed to get away with something like that, and it was going to blow over. Like, he would take his lashings for a couple days, and then it'd be all over. But
speaking of not getting the show, that's fucking insane.
Why is it insane? Go, Jackson.
Because obviously Justin did what he had to do.
Yeah,
absolutely. I mean, it's as simple as that.
But Coleman probably feels that overall Justin should have kept it on the low. Like, he was joking at the beginning of the show, like, oh man, like, you really betrayed me like that. And he was pretending he was joking, but he wasn't joking. Like, Coleman genuinely probably felt that Justin should have not told Kirk. And the only reason that Coleman ever agreed with Kirk when Kirk told him that Justin was just doing his job was just so he didn't piss off Kirk. It wasn't because he truly felt that way. Like, Coleman definitely felt that Justin should have done something, and he felt that Jeff D'Lo should have shut his mouth. That's what it is.
So if you're saying 50% of the blame pie goes to Coleman, would put himself in 50%. Are you saying the other 50% is still divided between Jeff and Justin?
Yeah, and it could be 25-25, it could be 30-20, it could be 40-10, whatever. Like, and I don't even 50% for me is still kind of like, because I think he would realistically, it would be like 40% because he woke up late, but it would be nothing else. It wouldn't be the Ted Sellers thing. It wouldn't be any of that. Like, his blissful ignorance and unawareness was just truly his downfall. It's just, he had no clue that he was being a piece of shit until somebody literally shoved it in front of his face. It took Ted going on the show and telling the story for him to realize, oh, I guess that was fucked up. So it's just kind of like, dude, you don't get it. Like, you need to go. That was really just it for me. It was just like, the dude doesn't know anything.
Okay.
He just doesn't understand it. Like, he just doesn't get it. And I don't know if it's because of age, but at the same time, we're the same age. So I can't really see that as an excuse.
Okay, but let's say that what you were just talking about is that you were saying that Coleman, he didn't really he realized he was a piece of shit. Now, Jackson, we also talked about he's just so out there, just in his own thing that he doesn't even realize that stuff. Do you think he realized he was a piece of shit and that's why he's like, oh, I'm a piece of shit, I should probably quit? Or was it more like, oh, I think these people don't like me. I don't think there's any way they're ever going to like me again. And he quit.
It's a hard question. It's hard to answer because, when you listen to Monday's episode, every opinion that he had, every response that he gave sounded like a lie. So I really don't know. Like, everything that Fax has been saying that maybe Coleman's opinion is, it could be right. Who would know? But he just constantly sounds like he's lying. So I don't even know what to make of any of it. I have no idea where to put my foot because he's just a blatant liar. The only thing I'd say about the blame pie is what a genius bit to trigger Jeff D'Lo. Speaking of,
oh yeah, that worked like a charm. Oh yeah.
So you think, yeah,
because I actually like Jeff D'Lo. I don't.
Yeah. No, he's a good guy. Yeah, he's a very nice guy.
But I think he is the biggest sensitive pussy in the entire Barstool universe.
In the entire Barstool universe?
Name someone who's worse.
Brandon Walker.
I don't think he's a sensitive pussy.
You might be right.
You think so?
Right,
I think Brandon. I think he puts on more of a wrestling persona as a sensitive pussy.
Brandon's sensitive. Brandon's very sensitive. I didn't realize we're talking about Brandon, but he is very sensitive.
The first thing that popped into my head because I don't know, he blocks people for disagreeing with him, for saying he's soft, shit like that. It's just he can't even take a little bit of a slap. That's all.
Yeah, I don't want to be like old man Minifan here, but like he's had beefs with the show 3-4 years ago, blocking Minifan. He blocked most of the Minifans.
I'm pretty sure he has me blocked.
Pussy. Yeah, he is very sensitive. Anyway, back to Jeff D'Lo, number 2 most sensitive. 2%.
I gotta think of the most sensitive. I don't think it's Walker or Loeb, but I think I gotta think about that. Vodka blame pie. Do you agree with 97-2-1?
No, I think if Coleman was being honest, I think he would put Justin 75% of the blame, 25% of the blame on him. If he was being, I think he's actually mad at Justin for not I know Mick was he need to get in the building, but I think he actually believes that Justin should have stuck it out, not said anything. So if he's being real about the blame pie, I think he actually thinks Justin is 75% of the problem. And the fact that he thinks that, I mean, I don't know. And I don't believe any of this Bitsville. I think it's all Bitsville, obviously. I think they said that on the show. But I think he's very mad at Justin. I think that he doesn't quit. I think I think he thinks this isn't an issue if he didn't bring it up. And I don't know who he thought or what. If he didn't think Justin was going to say something and he's actually mad at him, which I think he is, then he had no concept of what this show is. And
so you think
thank God, good rid.
Okay, one question, Vodka. in 2 years, this is just a hypothetical I'm positing out there. In 2 years, do you think Coleman will be friends again with Justin? Do you think Coleman will be friends again with Jeff? Or do you think Coleman will be friends with nobody in the KMS world? Vaca.
I'm going to pass for now. Go to somebody else. I have to think about that.
Yeah, it's impossible to answer because he's such a fucking liar. Like, everything he does is a bit. My question was to Vodka was, wait, are you trying to say that Coleman quit because he didn't want to have to sit next to Justin again?
Yeah. Yeah.
That makes sense.
I guess that would go towards the blame pie then. I mean, indirectly, if you just don't want to sit next to him, I guess that could go in the blame pie.
I think you quit because of your part 2 PRC. He quit because he realized that nobody's going to like him again. I think he cares that much about that. He tries to be so agreeable that the moment that he found out, essentially once Ted told that story, that there were going to be a lot of people that were just not going to turn back to his side. I think he was done, because you can take the punches when it's just someone online saying like, hey, you're a piece of shit, you're a fucking idiot, blah, blah, blah. But when you're actually exposed as a genuine piece of shit, or at least doing a genuine piece of shit move, and then everyone's like, yeah, fuck this guy. I think he sat there and was like, all right, there's no coming back from that one for at least over 50% of the fan base / even the panel. He decided it was time to go.
But I never said I didn't really like him. I just said I cut him off.
Yeah, but let's be real here. I didn't even think about this. I don't think Coleman's gone if the Ted Sellers thing doesn't come out either.
No, yeah, I actually agree with that, Vaca.
So why doesn't Ted Sellers go into the blame pie?
Because he didn't want to blame the fucking
physically
disabled guy.
Well, no, I want to know why it didn't go into any of your guys' blame pie.
No, that's why it didn't go into his.
Because he's disabled.
No, Coleman doesn't want to step on toes. That's why he didn't do it. Coleman does not want to step on
toes. But I went
toes.
around and asked the three of you where your blame pie is, and none of you said Ted Sellers until it came up, and you're like...
I thought we were basing the blame pie off of what Coleman thought the blame pie was.
No, I kind of turned it that way. That's my bad, but...
Like, I thought that's what it was, like what we thought he actually thought it was.
No, it was just a hypothetical. If you disagree with the blame pie, show me your pie.
Oh, pie, it's 100% Coleman.
Whoa, okay.
It's all Coleman.
I'll my pie.
Jesus, Peter.
Hey, let's go. I mean, it's Friday night. Let's get loose. All right.
Yeah.
But all right, so I think we'll move on from Coleman and move into Tuesday. And Coleman, it's good.
I hope you have a nice life, Coleman.
Thank you, Vodka. That was very sweet of you. So Coleman's gone. It's a kind of a lull on Twitter on Tuesday, and then all of a sudden we have two polls come up. We got Shark Minahan, odds maker extraordinaire of Shark Book. He put out a poll. Who do you want the next KMS producer to be? John from Scranton or Mick? And the results were 57% for John for Scranton and 43% for Mick. Pretty much right after that, a KMS poll came out. That was, who do you want? And it had a whole list of options. And two of the options that were different from the Shark Minihans were someone else or no one. And no one won that one. So
that would be funny to watch Kirk have to do the show by himself with no producer.
You think so?
Yes. What? I mean, the show wouldn't go on, so I guess it wouldn't be that funny.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know. I'd kind of be like a
Kirk sitting there talking to no one, which he obviously can't do, would be very funny.
Who do we got? Okay, so facts. JFS, Mick, no one, or someone else. Out of those four, because those are the top four percentage-wise, who would you pick?
I mean, it's hard for me to say because between the two of John and Mick, I think I would, yeah. And I mean, for me, that's why I'm saying it's biased because obviously John and I get along very well, but Mick is also, he's good at what he does. And when he's on the show, he actually seems to be a lot better as a producer than he is as a guest. Like when he's a producer, he's a little more focused on the producing part and he seems to take things more in stride. But that's only the beginning. As far as like longevity goes, I just feel like John would be able to take the shit for a longer amount of time that you get on the show versus Mick. I feel like Mick would have too many outbursts to the point where it would be like, all right, yeah, whatever. But also at the same time, I don't know Mick as a producer. So
Facts. The chat is saying you have no right to criticize Mick.
No, Luke is saying I have no right to criticize Mick. Luke doesn't have an opinion.
Wait,
all right?
he's in the chat. I was just saying. I was just reading the chat.
Is Luke not still banned? His self-ban?
Defensive facts.
Hey, Jackson, is that self-ban just from open borders or is it from everything?
It should be from everything.
Yeah, he just.
That's what I would think.
I was just trying to put in a dissenting opinion to what you were saying.
No, I mean, Vodka, I like Mick a lot because he's nice and he did a good job on the show the other week, like with us. I mean, where in the sense of he could actually.
I hate Mick, so I'm on your side.
Yeah, but I think people really take his bits like way too seriously, or maybe they're just all super tired of the high amount. Because I think what Mick says, I don't take it seriously. I think it's all joking when he says shit like that with the whole Justin going into the apartment. Like I think he just tries to rile people up, and they all take the bait so easily. But overall, yeah, my bias says John.
So 1 vote for John. Jackson, John, Mick, no one, someone else. And if someone else, who?
Well, I can tell you that I voted someone else, which was the winning poll result, by the way. Not no one. It was someone else. 46%.
Okay, who's your someone else?
My vote goes with Tommy Quinlan. I think he'd be fantastic. I think he got fucking shafted. I think he's a hilarious guy. I mean, he got what two goes in. I don't know. He caused a bit of drama. Kirk went at him. He got sensitive. Whatever. He's a funny guy. I think give him a crack. I don't know if we need like another producer surge, but it'd be nice to get a couple of heads in and just see how they roll. And yeah, I don't know. It's Quinlan, but just on Fax's point, I love Mick. Like I think Mick's a funny guy, you know. But he would be subdued in the producer spot. He's not going to give you all the antics and the shenanigans. He's going to be concentrating on the drops or not the drops per se. There's rest in peace to the drops. But he's going to be quiet. He's not really going to give you much. He's not going to attack Kirk. He's going to kind of, like Steve said, there's a lot going on when you're the producer. You got to tone it down a little. And we've seen it when he's producer. He turns it way down. So I don't know. I love Mick, but I can't give it to Mick. So that's where I stand on that.
Vodka? I'll go. I'm voting for John for Scranton. I just think he cares more. He gives a shit. I mean, Mick gives a shit. John gives a shit, but like John, I just in my heart, like I think he really, really actually cares, and I think he do a better job because he cares so much. I think like you can't teach like someone caring and giving a shit. Like you can teach everything else. You can teach the buttons. You can teach pressing all this shit. Like really giving a shit like John does about the shit. Like I think those are qualities you can't teach or can't learn. And like he would definitely be my pick. If Mick goes in, I would be happy to see him as well. But I do agree that the times he was in the last 2 weeks, he was a lot more subdued. We didn't get the Mick that we all know and love, the crazy walkout Mick. And he said today, like he said, if I'm there, I know I can't walk out. I know I can't do any crazy thing. And then it's like, that's part of the Mick allure. That's part of the Mick fun. Like, do we really want a newer Mick to be a producer, or should we have Mick kind of like Gus? Gus was better out in the wild doing shit. But what do you think, Vodka?
Sorry, my mic got unplugged. I voted for John in the poll. Realistically, it's Menners. If we're being real, I know that's not realistic. Menners is a pussy. He won't fly over. He's got nothing to live for in Australia anymore.
That's true.
He should move over here. And I think he's the ultimate choice, I think, for everybody. And you're lying if you don't say that. If we're being realistic, it's John. That being said, I think John is going to fuck up a lot.
What exactly?
In what way?
Just everything. I mean, he's going to forget clips. He's not going to get the right clips. Maybe John changes and he's just like all about it. And I want John to win. I like John. I love John. I'll have sex with John and Carm. But I really don't think he's going to do a great job. If I really like bring it down to brass tacks, I think he's going to fuck up a lot. Now that may be great for us. So I'm kind of in a catch-22 because Menners is the right choice. but he's a pussy. John,
You think?
Do you think he'd ever come to America though?
he's dumb
Yes.
if he doesn't. What he has come to America, but what does he have to stay in Australia anymore? He doesn't have his stupid fucking breakfast place. His daughter's at college. His wife divorced him. Just fucking come over here. Fucking be the producer.
Do you think
Menners-
some women would be
Menners
attracted
is
to him?
endgame.
What facts?
I said Menners is endgame. It's kind of like the nuclear bomb hits, all the smoke clears, and then all of a sudden it's just a singular desk with Kirk, and Menners is finally there. It's kind of like the series finale in a way.
Menners is Hiroshima.
Menners
is what you're saying.
yeah, Menners is the fucking protagonist right now. It's just what it seems like. It would be great. I mean, I like Menners. He's funny. He knows how to give shit. He has some good takes, some shit takes, but who doesn't? I do. I'm on fucking 4 shows a week. Of course I do. But
Mostly shit.
yeah, exactly. And that's what I'm saying. So if I like Menners, I don't know, then maybe he's the wrong choice. My takes suck, but no, he'd be fun, and I like him.
So Jackson, as a fellow Aussie, do you think Menners would be a good fit? A and B. Do you think like Fax was saying? Do you think Menners should be the final boss in this whole canon, this whole producer story? Like everybody else has to, like almost like Dante's 7 Circles or some shit like that. We have to go through the Mick level. We have to go through the John from Scranton level. We have to go through the Gus level, and then finally we get to the final boss, which is Menners. Look at those guns, Jackson.
Yeah, but are we saying that the final stage of the show is when Kirk retires and hands it to Mick, and then Mick is the host with Menners producing? Is that kind of
Is that that's what you're saying? Is that your story? You think it's going to be?
That's always been the story. Is Kirk's going to hand it over to Mick?
Yeah, but I was assuming that would begin Mick's story. This would be Kirk's story. So that the final chapter of Kirk's story.
So what you're saying is Vodka is right that Menners is Hiroshima.
Clip that.
Vodka, yeah. Menners has become death, destroyer of worlds.
Right. Yeah, I can see the show totally ending with a Menners reign. Yes.
Menners is Hiroshima.
And do you think the best dictators in history have been midgets, essentially? So,
which one?
Wasn't Napoleon?
Because there's
Napoleon.
I knew you were going to say that. I knew Jackson was going to say Napoleon. And the actual thing is, Napoleon was actually pretty tall for his thing.
Oh, whatever.
It was
fucking get what I'm saying.
No, it's the fucking British. They put a counterattack propaganda shit saying he was a short dude to try to ruin his status.
Are you a little French guy?
Yeah,
who the fuck are you?
That's some great stolen. Mind games right there. That's some good shit right there. It worked perfectly.
He's like Kim Jong Un.
I feel like some of the most like successful people happen to be like really, really short. You know, like just like porno.
Yeah, example. Like Mutt.
Very successful.
That's the best joke Fax has ever said.
Great joke. But okay, so then we got the two producers. We came to it. We think we're split. We kind of think John would be all right. We think Mick would be all right. They have their ups and downs. So then we get on Timeout Talks, and we have John from Scranton saying basically that the job is Mick's to lose, and it's his, and he deserves it. Which, in my opinion, what the fuck is that? And B, Mick comes on and he goes, I haven't been offered the job. I don't know what's happening. Nobody's offered me the job. And I know Kirk says he wants to kind of do it in-house a little bit, but like, is anybody, we'll start with Vodka and we'll go around the other way. Do you think, like, were you like me and being like, what the fuck? Will someone just take this in a way? You know, I know John has officially thrown his hat into the ring now, which is a good step, but like,
I this is where it gets weird because it goes back to the bias that Fax is talking about. I hate Mick. I hate his voice. I hate everything about him. So it's hard for me to take anything he says seriously. I don't like the bits he does on the show. I know some people do. I legitimately hate him, and I'll still listen to the show if he becomes a producer, but I literally hate that motherfucker, and I hope he has a horrible life the rest of his life. So John all the way, if that's the two.
Okay, but my question was, I mean, that's great that you don't like Mick. That's fantastic. But the question was like, do you want to see one of them like being more motivated to like go for it? Or how did you feel?
I want to see one of them die.
Okay, Jackson, you. Did you want to see him like? Do you want to see one of them like just make a late surge and just like go for go for it, or do you like how they're
We're
playing
talking
the game?
Mick versus John, right?
Yep.
Well, I was under the impression that John wasn't really pushing for it because he didn't think that Kirk would be sort of negotiating the amount of money. But it seems like Kirk's willing to negotiate the amount of money. Is that true?
I believe so, and I believe the latest update is John has officially just said he wants it and put his name in the ring.
Well, then that's fantastic because it's alarming when Mick has these fucking explosions when he doesn't get the job and when he thinks he's next up, and then when he is in pole position, he's all blasé about it. So I don't know, and like I said, I like the guy. I don't want him to get the job, so yeah, I'll root for John. I like John. I love John. I don't know.
Let's be real. If either of them get the job, they're both gonna fuck it up. If we're being honest.
I mean, I feel like anyone who went in the producer chair is gonna fuck it up subjectively because it's all an opinion-based job at some point, and also you can't do it all perfectly. But it's more about how they take the fuck ups overall when it's all said and done. And as far as acting like you want the job, they both need to step it up because otherwise eventually it will default. And more than likely, as far as default goes, it's probably going to go in Mick's favor. So John, whom I love, I would love to see him just text Kirk and be like, give me the job. I want the job. I would do great at the job, blah, 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 blah. Let's talk numbers. Let's talk this. Because you can't just sit there and be humble next to your opponent the whole time. You got to take them, throw them to the ground, and stomp on their throat and prove why you're better than them. It's just kind of
Is that John, though?
It's neither of them, and that's really the hard part is because they both.
Yeah, but Mick acts like he is that.
Yeah, he does.
But not on the show because today he's like, oh, they didn't work out a deal.
Because he's a pussy.
It's on them. They want to both play coy, and they both need to stop playing coy. Someone needs to stomp on somebody's throat and leave them in the dust. It's just the hardcore
100%.
world. It's like that's what it is because.
I agree.
One, it can be more entertaining for the show, and two, it'll show who actually really, really wants it. And in this case, I think John should do that because I genuinely believe he is talented enough to do it. And like I said, it's completely biased, but I don't give a fuck. I mean, whatever. He's great. So go, John. I mean, and if Mick does it and he's the one who stomps on John's throat, good for him. Fucking go, Mick. Like,
nope. Hope he does.
Someone's got it. Something's got to give. And I don't like this coy game because it could carry over for like 2 more fucking weeks and I'll be bored. I want to move on from Coleman and I want to go to the next step.
So facts is 100% less kiss and more fucking before another horny bastard comes in and takes over. Wednesday. Let's move on to Wednesday. So
you want me to read any of the comments or no?
Go for it.
Go.
Okay. All right. Horizon says Justin needs a girlfriend. That's probably true.
I think that's a good point.
I think we'd all could agree with that.
Yeah,
it wouldn't hurt.
Give me 2 more comments.
All Johns are good. That's from Freddie Lynn. I don't know.
All Johns?
That. I'm sure we could find a bad John. And then
I know a John in Indiana, total dick.
Jameson McGowan says PRC loves sucking on that pen.
I do. It's
everyone has what it takes, yeah.
Those are the comments. There's more.
I got my the Adderall prescription back up and I'm a little but yeah, I do love sucking on this pen. Wednesday, let's move on. Pat and Mutt were in. We're gonna go basically. Did you like the combo of Pat and Mutt? Do you like the combo? Facts. And 2, do you piss in the pool?
1, I don't mind the combo of Pat and Mutt. I really like Mutt on the show. I think him being more consistently on would genuinely be great because him going back and forth with Kirk, like the funniest part of the show this week was him and Kirk screaming back and forth at each other and then Kirk just rolling into the fucking Montante ad. That was my favorite part because I thought it was just so funny how quickly it de-escalated. I like that kind of shit, but hey, whatever. Pissing in the pool. When I was younger, I think I was definitely a lot more for it. But as I got older and figured out how, water and bacteria works, I went against it. And I was like, like of all things, this would probably just end up fucking myself over rather than somebody else. So, just do it for everything because everyone says it's sterile, whatever. But I just no, I can get up. I can get out of the pool.
But do you get up and get out of the pool? I think everybody says they don't pee in the pool.
If pee was sterile, they wouldn't test it.
There you go.
Touche. And actually, if you mix too much urine and chlorine, it does create a harmful gas that hurts people. So,
there you go. But yes, I do get up and get out of the pool, and I take my soaking wet body over to the bathroom.
You're the only person that probably does it. But
To the bathroom.
Jackson, did you like the Pat Mutt combo? Or would you like to see more of the Pat Mutt combo? And do you piss in the pool?
Great combo. They're two of the best third chairs. I think Mutt might be the best third chair. I don't know. Pat's always good. Pat's just a funny guy. In terms of the pool, maybe surprising. I can't do it. I have to get out. I don't go to the bathroom. I'll just go to the corner in the backyard and just like pee on the fence.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's fair game too.
Or get out of the pool and go to the bathroom.
Is that what you do, Vodka?
No, I'll get to. I'll let Jackson talk. Sorry.
Just go to like the garden and just pee on some flowers. I don't know. Like I used to love when I was like 6, 7 years old having a bath when I was a little kid. Like I used to love like peeing in the bath, seeing it turn yellow. That's the greatest thing ever. But I couldn't do it now. It's a sick thing. So that's my take.
Vodka, did you like the Pat combo? And give us your exclusive take on pissing in the pool.
I'll go with pee first.
Okay.
You're an uncivilized mutant if you pee in a pool. I think if you don't agree with that, something's wrong with you.
Consensus.
If you're in a pool, you're close to a house, generally speaking, right?
Okay.
Or, as Jackson said, there's some bushes or there's some flowers. There's literally anything else you could do than piss in a pool. You piss in a river, you piss in a lake, you piss in the ocean. Anything else other than chlorined pool.
I think you piss in the beach, right? Pissing in the ocean's got to be fair game, right?
There are waves.
That's so fucking big. There's no way that any piss could do anything in the ocean.
Open water. That's not anything that we haven't done to water. Piss in that type of water. If it's in a fucking pool, it's in a hot tub. If you piss in a hot tub, you should be assassinated.
This is okay. That one, that one's like insane.
That being said, not that being said, but to go back to Pat and Mutt, no, I kind of agree with Jackson. They're pretty good. I'm down on Pat Ford right now. But him with Mutt is good. I enjoyed that show more than I thought I was. I was like, oh, this is gonna be fucking boring. But I thought they kind of, you can tell they are kind of friends. Like I thought that was kind of a bit thing. I think they are like friendly with each other. Like enough to where you can see it on the show.
Yeah, it helps the flow. Mm-hmm.
And I enjoyed that more than I thought because normally I don't enjoy anything. So as a miserable fuck, I enjoyed that.
Yeah. Awesome. No, I'd have to agree. I do like when like they have a show and Kirk and all the chairs and everybody are like clicking and it's just very smooth and very nice like that. So I do enjoy when those Robbie V and Danny from Bill Rico were two examples kind of Pat Mutt too.
They are very funny together. I wish they brought them in more.
Yeah.
Why are you down on Pat Ford?
I hate his face. That's about it.
Why?
I don't know. Why does anybody hate anybody's face? I just hate his face.
Nobody can hate your face because you never fucking show it.
Jackson, this is America. You're allowed to hate faces. I don't know how they do it in Australia, but you're free to hate anybody's face you want. So if he hates the face, he hates the face.
Just pointlessly cynical, Jackson. Sorry,
speaking of
Jackson, 2v2.
You lost your preseason game.
Of the biggest enemy, I think now who's emerging. Speaking of hating faces, Steve. So first, Steve has he's doing the preview of his documentary for $100 a ticket. I don't even think we need to ask. I mean, is anybody going to that?
That's being said.
Yeah. So, but then the resume comes up. His little cover letter to the foundation comes up, and that's just another big red flag. So, do you think has Steve just after the last week, 2 weeks, has he just torpedoed his relationship with KMS? Do you think it's like with Coleman, it's just gone in the wind? We'll start with facts.
I think it's kind of like how it ended in the first place, where everyone kind of started exposing him for doxing people and such, and the fans were out on him. But Kirk is never really going to be out on him because you go through enough with the person, they just have that relationship that's going to stay. I mean, you can hear it on the show. Kirk is always going to be always on the fence with Steve, but never really fully out. And as far as Steve goes, he just does, I don't know, shitty things, but he has talent in some rights, but I think the negative outweighs the positive at this point, and the fans all see that. So as far as them, they're just kind of yeah, whatever, dude. Do your $100 shows. We're probably not going to go. Some people are, but whatever. I don't think for the majority, people are going to pay $100 to see 20 minutes of we don't know how long documentary about weed. That just doesn't really sound interesting at all.
I can't imagine it being any longer than an hour and 15 minutes. If it's an hour, I think 45 minutes would be if Shark Minahan were putting out odds, I would say the run time for the documentary is probably 56 minutes or something like that. So, but Vodka, you think?
A long time. Well, I think Kirk said on the show, or somebody said on the show, it's 44 minutes.
That seems about right. Yeah.
I think they said it on the show.
You think we'll Steve?
I'm not paying $100 for half of that.
No, not for 45 minutes. Vodka, you think we'll see Steve back in studio?
Yeah, I mean, Kirk said it. He can't. He doesn't
quit him.
He can't quit him. I mean, I can't quit him either. It is, and Jackson can probably go along with this. I was listening back to some shows. I forgot how much Steve never shut up about COVID. You listen to those shows. Those shows were fucking COVID.
You're talking about him shitting himself?
Yeah, dude. It was. I forget how many of he gets a lot of credit for not doing a lot of work. A lot of those
billions of people are going to die.
Dude, it is bad sometimes when I look back. But I do think he brings something to Kirk. Kirk just thinks he's funny. The fact that he just never stops talking about politics is something Kirk enjoys. So yeah, he'll be back on the show. But I mean, I'm over it.
Yeah, is everybody in agreement that they think Steve will probably be back? At least,
yeah, he'll be back.
Okay.
I gotta say though, this job application thing is the least surprising thing. It didn't do anything for me because Steve is ultra prepared. And if you think this is the only application that he did, you're nuts. Because he would have done 15 of these. He's constantly looking for jobs. So yeah,
it was a solid cover letter too. I thought it was pretty well done. But
no, of course, it's very professional. But I mean, that's Steve in a nutshell.
It looked like a multiple page cover letter.
The man knows what he wants. He was going for it, man. Too bad he didn't get the job.
Yeah, he's going to restructure that whole company, huh?
Yeah, he was like, I'm going to come in here. I'm going to change up the whole, what is it, Foundations for Governing America or something like that? Foundation for America. Anyways.
Not notable enough to remember. I don't know.
I'm not going to say Yeah. I think Vodka knew where I was going with that. But
yeah. Was that the first time I've cut out, by the way?
Yeah.
You've actually been pretty solid.
Do we want any more comments?
Would you like to add a comment? Oh, the comments from the chat?
Yeah.
Foundation for American Government.
Hey, Vodka, actually, going forward, if you see anything that you deem good, I will put the trust in you to lay in a comment.
Yeah, that's a bad idea.
Oh, we all trust vodka. Yeah.
My caveat was once the comment sucks, then he's done with that. But,
Freddie Lynn said, "Yeah, nobody talked about COVID in 2020. What the fuck are you talking about?"
What?
Nice connection, Jackson. Not sure what that related to. Foundations for American Government. I think Fax read that one actually. Jay's Mayhem says PRC die. That seems rude. And then Butter Jam says Menners is gay, and we can move on.
All right, great.
These are all fair takes.
Yeah, they're fair takes. I wouldn't say they were great comments, but they weren't sucky comments either. So we'll put them.
If you read them verbatim, it's kind of fun.
No, yeah. No, you haven't been cut off yet. I still think the comments are good.
Thank you, PRC.
Let's move on to Thursday. No show, but the unnamed show came on. If anybody wants to talk about Rico and the helicopter, I just thought that was a weird story. But that was just a fucked. Like, do you think he was serious though, Vaca?
Yes, partially. Like, I think Rico even said it himself on the show. He's like, yeah, I was joking, but like, it was one of those things where like I brought it up and somebody said it. Like maybe that's a Rico bit. I'm so excited for that show to come back too. I'm not gonna pull it out here, but I am excited for that show to come back. Excited football's back. And that's kind of like when Rico starts getting in the mix with Dave and shit, I get excited. Football season's back. So
it's appointment listening on Thursdays. I will give you that.
Wasn't the text thread between him and Austin? And I think it was like Rico said, "How do I get transport up?" or something. And Austin said, "What if we get a helicopter or something?" Isn't that how it went? And Rico was like,
"I thought Rico brought up the helicopter."
Rico brought up the helicopter.
I think Rico, but I think Rico like seriously brought up the helicopter, and then everybody was like, "What the fuck?" And then he was like, "Oh yeah, that was a joke," because like he like instantly realized like asking for a private helicopter somewhere 2 hours away was just what the fuck.
How much would that cost?
Probably a lot, bro.
I don't know. They have rental services like that. That Blade, does that only go in New York, or does that go other places?
Blade.
I don't even know the fuck you're talking about. So
it's Uber for helicopters. Like if you're ultra rich, you can get an Uber, but it's a helicopter. It's called Blade. You poor Pete. Gosh.
PRC, are you are you on Blade like that?
I used it once.
He owns Blade.
Huh?
Oh, shit.
He made Blade. That's why he's advertising.
I invented the Blade, man.
Well, my bad.
No. I did it once, and it wasn't. I had nothing to do with it, and but you can do it. So maybe that's what he was talking about. But like, I think he said it, and then he was like, "Oh fuck, that was stupid," and then just was like, "It was a joke. It was a joke." But the big thing that happened on the unnamed show was Coleman was back. I thought it was kind of neutral performance. I didn't think it was great. I didn't think it was worse. But it brings Jeff D'Lo into Portnoy's crosshairs. Jeff D'Lo gets fucking pissed off about that. Goes off on Coleman. Coleman fires back with some haymakers of his own on Twitter, and the fight is on. And then it finally culminates, and there might be a basketball game sometime. And the real question I want to get to is, if there was a basketball game, a 1-on-1 to 11, one, would it be done in a day, or would it take multiple days to get to 11? And two, who do you think wins? Because I think there's a clear answer, but I want to hear everybody else's facts.
Yeah, I think Coleman takes that one pretty easily, just because, like Kirk said, he can actually drive to the basket. And watching Jeff dribble, I just feel like he's one of those open palm dribblers that just kind of pats the ball down like it's a child.
It's like Stanley from The Office.
Yeah, yes. Oh my God, perfect description, Vaca. Yes. So I do not see Jeff ever driving on Coleman. Coleman could be dog tired, but as long as he just stands under the net, and lets Jeff shoot, he's got it in the bag.
Coleman's also like 7 inches taller than Jeff D'Lo. Jeff D'Lo is like 5'7".
Yeah, but the post.
5'7" is perfect height. Yeah.
I think Coleman would just dominate in the post. But like, Jackson, what do you think? Who would win?
It's Coleman in a landslide. And the only way Jeff's getting a shot off is in some free space near the 3-point line. And did you watch him do the gauntlet? He was fucking horrendous.
It was fucking brutal.
It was a joke. Yeah. So yeah, like you guys said, he can't dribble. He can't do anything. And if he tries to shoot from close, Coleman's gonna block the shit out of him. I want to see Coleman like do some fake, pump fakes in close and just wrong foot Jeff, just make him look like a fucking idiot. By the way, I want Jeff to win. To be honest, I want to see Coleman lose, but
I was going to say that. I was going to say that. It says a lot about Jeff that he would come out and say this. Like, we don't want, like, we all kind of like dislike Coleman right now. The fact that we're like, he would fucking destroy him. He would fucking destroy him. It wouldn't. Why
is he so confident?
Jeff?
Yeah,
because that's every Barstool.
You have to be confident though too.
No, every Barstool employee thinks they're more athletic than they actually are. It's a very consistent theme, and Jeff tends to be one of the most guilty of that. And there are some people who actually prove their athleticism. Like Marty, I did not know he could shoot like that. That actually surprised the shit out of me, to be honest with you. But the majority of the employees definitely think that they have this athleticism. And that's why this is a funny matchup, because it's two guys who both think that they're athletic, but do not have an athletic bone in their body. So it is going to be interesting to just see two non-athletes
if it's one on
try to toss a ball up into a basket.
I can't wait till Fax gets a job at Barstool and Jimmy clips that there.
Please do it. I will tell them all. I'll take them all on the court, except for probably Marty, because he's.
Are you good at that? You're doing the exact same thing you were just complaining at them about. You said
because
they got way too much fucking bravado, and then
Fax, you're doing White Sox Dave shit.
White Sox Dave is 38 5'2". I'm 25.
You're a short guy, and you're going to be playing against guys that are fucking gigantic, and you're not going to be able to do anything. You could be in position all the time, and they fucking throw it up in your face.
Line me up with Taylor on the line of scrimmage. I'm getting past him.
Buddy.
Okay.
No. His hand is bigger than my chest. But...
And this isn't even a dig on you. If there's a guy that's 6 foot, 6'2", 6'3", who's just good at basketball, there's not a fucking thing you can do about it.
I got hops.
6'3" burner from Indiana.
I have blocked. My vert is insane.
Muggsy Bogues.
Can you touch rim?
Muggsy Bogues was bad at defense.
I can touch rim.
I think you need to prove that shit.
All right.
We need a video. We need a video on Twitter if you touch a rim. Okay.
Yeah, we're clipping this.
I know they have a basketball court on base, so
if Fax touches rim, I'll throw some fastballs for the vid too.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
I can't bat for shit. So anything baseball related that isn't outfielding, I'm out. But I got fucking hands. I catch anything.
Okay.
I jump high as fuck. I would destroy Vodka in anything athletic, but that's not really a surprise.
Did Vodka say he was good at anything athletic, or did you just throw that out there?
I just threw it out there.
I play hockey.
I would destroy.
Do you really?
I mean, I play men's league, but
I've never played hockey in my life. I've never played hockey in my life. I would fucking destroy you.
I'm a large man. I'm not built for ice skates, man. That's not my forte. I put that shit on my ankles, just hurt immediately.
I trip on roller skates. So,
but we're all pretty much in agreement that Coleman would beat Jeff.
Oh yeah,
and I think it's just the simple fact of the matter is that Coleman just has size and it just takes him down the post. Yo,
PRC, he missed 150 shots in a row, and nobody was guarding him.
That's why I asked. Do you think the game would last a day, or would it have to go multiple days?
If they play make it take it, Coleman would he'd never lose the ball.
So are they playing fouls with takebacks or fouls with free throws? Because then we have a whole other wrinkle.
If there's no fouls, Jeff D. Lowe won't score a point.
Not a point.
Not a point. If there's no fouls and it's just 1v1,
I agree.
Coleman score a point.
Okay, so
Coleman
now everybody's voting that is Coleman in like a Lance 11-0. 11-0.
That's what I said from the beginning. Coleman's destroying Jeff.
Destroying his 11-0.
And we know how sensitive Jeff is.
Jeff
is. I want you guys to know this. Jeff is watching this right now. He's very mad at everybody.
That's fine.
That's okay.
We're doing an entertainment show. This is for entertainment.
But it's an entertainment show. But what we just said is the facts. No offense.
Is that trademark? Timothy, is that trademark?
I don't like that. I can't say facts because facts is here. I don't like that.
I think facts is just too general of a term. I don't think anybody could trademark it. All right.
Are we on Thursday?
We're going into Friday. Thank you, Vodka.
Yeah.
I was hoping somebody would give me something to transition in there, but no one really transitioned. That
kind of worked.
That was pretty good on me.
Speaking of whatever you just said, let's get into Friday. So Vodka's favorite man, Mick, came in. His best friend came in. Pretty good show. Kane was in. I thought Kane did better than the first time, but nothing great. Kane's been on a not a great streak either.
Am I the only one that likes Kane?
As a person, I like him. Jackson, as a provocateur, when he's trying to do like a Menner's impression type thing, PRC. I don't like that. I think it's disingenuous. Vodka, what's up, bud?
PRC, there's something you need to know about Jackson. He's like the Australian VD. Okay, he purposely goes and puts himself with the losers, and that's like his bit. That's the bit thing that Jackson's doing. He's the Australian VD. That's all I want. I need that there. I want that out in the open.
Okay.
Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm observant. I understand. I see what people do. I see where they go. I see what they do. But again, it's America. They can. I mean, he's Australian, but he's acting in the American space.
PRC, here's a fun fact.
Give me a fun fact, Vodka.
Australia is also free.
That's what I said, but I said he's American, or I'm American, but he's operating in the American arena.
I just think it's the juice today.
I think as Americans, sometimes we forget that there's other countries that are also free, and I just want people to know it.
And that would, I think that's a more the little star would pop up across the screen right now.
We're officially in a philosophical hour.
I love philosophy, man. I love talking philosophy.
Sorry, PRC. I didn't mean to derail it.
You didn't really derail it. That was a good point.
No, you did. You did.
I definitely derailed it.
Okay. Anyways, Friday. Did you like Friday's show today? I know Jackson. You just waking up. It's different because he's in Australia, which is a free country, by the way.
I'm back. Yeah. I just haven't really gone.
Well, fun fact. I don't know if anybody knew that, but Australia is free. Did you like the episode today? Facts.
I actually did. I mean, it wasn't like blowing my mind, but the Friday shows are never really bad for me. They always just kind of end the week how they should. There's no huge crescendo or nothing. It just kind of chills out and fades into the weekend. Like you said, though, Kane trying to do the bits he was trying to be the instigator, and he really tried to turn that up because of his really, really shitty first performance, and it didn't do anything. Like, he was almost just kind of like the third person on the sidewalk when there's not enough room, so he's just behind him, and he keeps trying to jump into the conversation, and everyone's like, yeah, okay, buddy, and then they keep talking. That's really what it felt like today. So it's whatever, but Mick going to the Dakotas is cool.
Yeah.
That could be interesting content, I think. I would not want to be in a car with Justin for many hours, but, to each their own.
I mean, I was looking up how far it is to Dakota from where I live, and it was like 16 hours. Like, that's a drive. Vodka, would you like to be in that car with Mike, Mick, and Justin for probably 23 hours?
If I could drive the whole time, I'm a big car sick guy if I am not driving. So that would suck for me. Regardless of the people in the vehicle, I think the people in the vehicle would make it worse for me. If I could drive, I'd be okay. That being said, no, that sounds horrible. Like, I don't know how much you could pay me to do that.
Being car sick is so fucking weak. Just fucking sit there.
I'd love to do the road trip.
23 hours?
Okay. Wait, hold on. Justin doesn't fart in cars. Oh, okay. Well, hold on.
Who said that? Did you say he farts in cars?
No, I didn't. I just said I feel like it would be bad, but that's a pretty big factor in like who I go with. But Justin seems to be pretty respectful traveler.
Do you think Justin's the type of guy to be like, hey, I'm car sick, can I drive for a while? That he'd let you, or he'd be like, no, dude, I'm good.
No, he gets car sick in the back seat, so I guess as long as he's in the passenger seat, he's good.
Or isn't he driving the whole time? Does he have to? Is he the guy that has to drive the whole time?
I think that's normally how it goes, just because blind Mike's blind.
Well, yeah. But, I mean, if Mick's in the car, too, do you think Mick's going to get a turn, or do you think Justin's just going to let him drive the whole time?
How far can I ask you this? I've always wondered this. How long do you think Mike could drive before they crashed?
Depends where.
Like, just on a random interstate, like Interstate 66. How far can Mike go before they were like, Mike, brake? Quarter mile?
I'd say so. Depending on the time of day.
Could Mike make it? Could Mike make it in a Tesla? Blind.
The self-driving one?
Yes.
I almost got hit by one the other day, so I'd say no. I'm not all in on the self-driving Teslas. But that is a great segue. Jackson, hold on, I got a segue because that's a great fucking segue, and I haven't got a segue all time, and I finally got a segue. Speaking of technology, we had another song come in today, and it was an original. Kirk kind of shut it off. We've had another song, an original song. Before that, Kirk kind of shut up. I'm going somewhere with this. Wait, I'm gonna blow your mind. I know,
so excited.
I'm excited about this. I finally got a segue. But so we had 2 original songs that Kirk was like, they're all right, but they weren't the best. They'll come back. Is that because the songs weren't great, or is that because the AI songs that are coming out with the lyrics and the production value that the AI does are just has AI won the battle of parody songs?
Yes.
Vodka, yes. Jackson.
I dislike it. Yeah, it's an issue. I like the shitty voices you hear.
You like the originality.
I like the crappy tinny backing tracks with some shitty vocals, and I really like the shitty parody songs like that second one on the on Wednesday show. I like when they're insufferable.
Hold on, Vodka. I think you're going to ask for comments. This is the last topic, and then we can get into some comments and we can answer some comments. So I like where you're going. I'll be there in just a second. No, you're perfectly fine. You're perfectly fine, Vodka. You're doing great. You're doing great, bud. Facts. Has AI won the battle of parody songs?
No, they just changed the quality that people are releasing when it's not AI. It was just from before. It was just them doing stupid songs that were funny, but now I think they keep trying to match Mikey. And if you just keep it OG how it was before, it stays consistent. And that's a tale as old as time. They're still going to be enjoyable. But now everyone wants to have the clever, super funny lyrics that flow just so ever perfectly with the beat versus a good old classic guitar about how Coleman spends his nights on Twitter. And a perfect end to an episode every single day.
Where's Bobby, by the way? Give us another song, Bobby.
And that was a perfect segue into that. Is that like,
wow, another segue?
If you guys are filling me up with segues right now. My cup is overflow with segues. But it's like I sometimes think that AI won the battle, but then like Fax is just saying like every time that Bobby song comes on, I'm just like, yeah, I love it. And it goes to Jackson's point too, is like the originality, for better or for worse, all of it. It all makes up. It's that song. I just love that. So I like both. I think there's a world for both. I hope that AI hasn't won the battle. And if people are still making original songs, I hope they still do too, because I love them as well. All right, Vodka, hit us with some comments, and then we'll answer anything we can, and then we'll call it a night. We'll wrap it up. Thanks, guys, for coming on. I appreciate all you. Really do.
Yeah. Okay. So Jameson McGowan? I don't know how you fucking say that, to be honest. Is that like the backup quarterback for the Saints? McGowan. Justin, you definitely fart a lot. Stop pretending. Fair. This is another Justin bit. That's also probably fair. AJ Price says, love you, Justin, but I think the misconceptions come from the diet. That seems rude, but fair. Jay says, any chance PRC can go try to hit a Tesla again? I don't know what that means. PRC, maybe you can go to that.
Yeah, I'd actually like to correct that statement. The Tesla tried to hit me. I didn't try to hit the Tesla. It's a self-driving Tesla. I was just minding my own damn business. So Jay, to answer your question, if you really want me dead, you would have to ask the Tesla, because they were the one that instigated it last time. So
at this point, it could probably answer too.
Yeah. I think if you could call up Tesla, call up Elon, tell him to hit me. That would be the best, because I don't have any plans, to be honest with you, Jay, about driving myself into a Tesla anytime soon. But Vodka, you got any more?
Yeah, I'm going to go down the list.
Hit us.
Here. Luke McKay says AI songs are getting boring, and then he said, "Yup."
He agreed with himself. That's good, Luke. Good job.
It's pretty cool. Justin Trudell says, "Also check out what Australia did during COVID. Very not free."
It's
Justin,
true.
The right, your right wing stuff's getting old. Jay says Australia almost concentrated camp the country. Okay, Jameson McAllen says.
True.
Yeah, that might be true. I could see Justin being the guy growing up who couldn't call shotgun, then tell the other person he actually needs to sit in the front or else he'll get sick. I think that applies to what we were talking about with car sickness. Goldilocks says, what the fuck? Freddie Lynn says, show needs BA. Sorry, not sorry. Freddie Lynn, you don't know anything. Grow up, Peter Pan. Hostage Take Curtis says, Vodka, how many airport nips to hang out with PRC? 0. I'd hang out with him every day of the week.
I appreciate that.
Luke McKay says, the AI is just soulless. There. 5 words, and I expressed it. Okay. Freddie Lynn says PRC can't name one Steve's a Liar song. Ask him. Okay, go.
Nope.
Okay. Luke McKay, the Tesla was homophobic, probably. That's okay. I don't know how that works.
All right. I think we had the comments.
Okay. All right.
I'd like some questions in there. I thought we were going to answer some questions, but
there wasn't a single question in there.
Yeah.
I was just reading the comments verbatim.
I appreciate that. Next time we're on, we'll take some calls, but we just don't have the capability at the present moment. But we would have, so we appreciate that. I think that's going to wrap up the show. Is John here to wrap it up or end it? I believe.
I can call him. Hold on.
All right, now give him a call.
I believe his phone is dead.
I think it'll be funny to call him and see what he says.
Charger fell out.
Charger fell out. John Fry, sorry for doxing you.
No, his phone's dead.
Ooh.
Hence his message from Carmen. Facts is John and you have to hit the button to end the show. My phone died.
Okay.
So who's got to hit the button? Facts. All right. So that's a great show, guys. Thank you for giving me some sweet segues. I appreciate you all coming on. That's really great. BA couldn't make it today. I tried to do my best in his place, but I think it was great. Anybody else got anything else to say? Facts, Vodka, Jackson, anybody?
PRC, you're way better than BA. Fucking way better.
Everybody has different strengths and weaknesses. I think mine's way too formulaic. I think BA's a lot more conversational.
Nope.
And I think people appreciate that.
If by conversational I mean you don't get to talk. BA's a pussy. His coaching tree's fucking look at his coaching tree. Just next time.
I'm gonna defend BA because he
all right, I gotta go.
No, I will say, all right, you can get off, but I will. No, he's been completely fucking awesome when I agreed to help John like get everybody organized. Like BA's been in my corner the whole time. So I have to defend him. He's just been great with that. But all right, Facts. Let's hit the button and let's call it a night. Everybody enjoy your Friday. Everybody enjoy your weekend. And that's Mike and the Minifans. We'll be back next week with a whole new cast and possibly a special guest that I'm working on. So stay tuned to that. I know that's a little teaser. I'm getting better at this. That's a teaser. Mixed classic at the teaser. So all right, guys. Good night. Have a good evening.
Yeah. Bye.
Bye.
Hello.
Hi.
Post show.
Dude, he thinks I got the fucking access. I'm not logged in. This show's just gonna stay alive until he logs back in.
John did comment in the live chat from his girlfriend's account. I don't know if you saw that.
I know.
Yeah. So
I
can't. Your phone died 9 p.m. I don't understand.
When you're outside too. Go plug it in, bro. All right, let's just get out of here. Have a great day.
All right, see ya.
Phone died. Deal with it.
Another tough day at work today. Stephen Kirk, think I suck. Throw back a few wobbly pops, feeling down on my luck. And the interns ruin every